I see you're having trouble starting a business. Well, you came to the right place. My name is Jerome. I am the owner of Creative Attribute, and I'll be going over some of the things that I personally went through when it came to starting my business. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, everyone. Just like what I said in the intro, my name is Jerome, and I am the owner and creator of Creative Attribute. And we're an art and entertainment company, basically a hub, a place for people to post their contents, their webcomics, their illustrations, memes, a place for everyone to just talk about, anime, pop culture, you name it. I want to start off with this video by saying thank you so much for being here, for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoy. And I'll be just going over some of the things that I went through when it came to starting a business. So, if you're having trouble with starting a business, you don't know where to begin, the best thing that I could advise is start doing something that you enjoy. So, for instance, growing up, I loved cartoons. Obviously, I love toys. I love playing with my action figures, Beyblades, you name it, right? Yu-Gi-Oh, you name it. And when I got to the realization that most of my favorite shows that I was watching was anime, because I didn't know that Pokemon was anime. I didn't know Digimon was anime, Metabots, and a bunch of old shows that I used to watch as a kid. I really loved them because they were different from the average cartoons that were appearing. And when I got old enough and I talked to more people, and they told me like, those are anime. They came from Japan, and I was like, what? And I'm like, are you serious? There's no way. And because I was watching a lot of the English dubs. And when I did the research and was online, I was like, oh crap, this is legit an anime. Um, this is amazing. I love this type of stuff. And I was watching more anime and reading more comics, reading more manga. I realized that that's something that transcends for me all the other hobbies that I had. This is something I really spent a lot of my time watching, laughing to. I grew as a person watching anime and reading manga. So I wanted a business that kind of was relatable to that. So I started at first a webcomic called Attribute. I started a webcomic called Attribute. And unfortunately that shelved for the moment, but that led me to creating another series called Flawed Dreams. And where I'm going with this story is start with something that you love to do, as long as it's legal, it's ethical, and all that good stuff. But create a business around what you love doing. I love anime. I love comics, so I decided to create my own comic. I was always a good writer in terms of grades for school. I was always good at reading and communication and all that good stuff, but I didn't know where to go for the longest time. I went to school studying business marketing because I knew I wanted to be a business owner in the future, right? But I didn't know exactly what business to do. I always loved anime, I always loved comics, but I didn't think that was a viable opportunity for me to create a business around. When I was going into high school and I knew I was going to be studying business all throughout high school and all throughout college, I always thought of myself as marketing another person's brand, right? Marketing toothpaste, marketing a TV, marketing this, selling, promoting this. But I never thought that I could create something. Well, I always thought I could create something, but I didn't think it would be related to comics or animation or anything like that. I always thought it was going to be something else. And then it was after college, and I was working full time, and I although I loved working with the people there, I didn't love the industry I was in, and something clicked. I was like, as a kid, I was always imaginative. I was always had a big imagination during the commercials of shows and movies back when TV was a big thing, right? I used to play fight. I used to like print out my favorite characters from different shows and series, print them out, and I used to play fight with them. And I would create my own story and atmosphere around it. And when that was during the commercial breaks, and then when the show resumed, the movie resumed, I would watch the movie like nothing happened. And then when the commercial came back on, I would jump to play fighting again. And sometimes my play fighting would be so I would be so wrapped around it that it would spill into the actual movie that I was watching. So it no longer became me watching the movie. I was creating a movie. And after college and after my full time jobs, I realized I'm like, I always liked printing out people, play fighting, using my imagination, creating a story. Why don't I create my own comic? I watch a lot of anime. I understand like what I like as a person and what I'd like to see from animes and mangas and comics. Why don't I create my own story? So I was brainstorming different ideas around that. What should it be a school setting? Should it be a fantasy setting? Should it be gaming related, gaming, esports, and all that stuff? That's where one of my first stories was. It was about esports. So just to make a long story short, I decided to pick something I enjoyed. Or I didn't decide, but it kind of came to me as a realization that I love comics. Why don't I create a business around it? So I created a company. I paid all the fees, went through all the legal work, a ton of reading of like researching what type of business, sole proprietor, corporation, partnership, yada yada yada, and yeah, I basically started a business around webcomics, and I chose that because that's something that I loved to do for my hobby. So my number one advice for you is to pick something you enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis, whether that's a hobby, whether that's like one of your skills. If you're an author, if you're good at reading, if you're good at basketball or any other sports, pick something that you love to do and create content around it. Create content around it. And that's like the number one advice that I would have for people not realizing the potential that they have, or not understanding, people that are lost and they don't know where to begin with starting a business. Start with doing what you love. I hope that helps. That was a little bit of a insight of my history and who I am. And if you guys want to see more content, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow, because I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. So follow me wherever you see this, and turn on notifications so you're updated for the next video. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.